I am 4 miles in today, something like that, ridiculously short so far, but man, I'm tired. Yesterday kicked my rear end, my right foot, and my right knee today. It was my left knee yesterday that was twingy. I guess I compensated. So now it's my right knee and my right ankle and my right foot are just, like my foot's popping every step and hurting. I've tried to redo my shoe 3 times. The other guy is probably 2 miles ahead of me. We lost one of us. He didn't get to take a very good break where we had stayed over for the night or for the day. And so he made it 8 miles in and said he was done and he was gonna stay there for a day, which stinks because the water was so far away. My goodness, I would have camped it out by the water. Anyways, it's supposed to rain. I was looking, storms look like they're heading in at some point in time. I'm gonna clean my camera. I don't know if that's any better. So I found a bit of a campground. Even though it's supposed to rain, one of my fears today again is water. It's not. They say there are springs, there are not springs. They say there are creeks, they are dry. I don't want to have to dig for water. I don't want to have to mop it up with a rag and squeeze it, so I got 1.5 liters. I'll be good. I'll hit something pretty soon, I'm sure. And I'll sit down there and get more water. But I'm just so sleepy. I came into camp at 10 o'clock last night. I had to get water. I was hurting. It was a rough day. This is where I thought I'd do my marathon days at. It is not happening. My goodness. The terrain and the elevation were deceiving on the map. So I'll be lucky to get 14 today. I'm lucky if I'll do 12 today. I'm probably going to be 2 miles behind the other guy. And then that'll still put me within 10 or 12 miles of Damascus. His wife is flying in tomorrow. So he's got places to be. And I think we're staying there till like Wednesday. So 5 days off. Y'all won't get many videos from that amount of time. Luckily, where I'm planning on camping right outside of town, the library is like 1/10 of a mile, 2/10 of a mile. So I will probably just set up a camp and go into town and risk having my stuff gone through. Just take my wallet and water bottles and do that. I don't know how far the grocery is. It's not too terribly far, so maybe I can get me some deli sandwiches or something. But that'll be a vacation for me. And I might Uber and go watch a movie in a town nearby if there's an Uber. There should be. It's pretty close to the interstate. Anyways, I have to get there first. And today, it ain't looking like it. Oh, gosh. I'm struggling. That's what I get for pairing up with this guy that's done security and army his entire life. Or something. They get a look in their eye whenever they're not happy and have something to get done. And then they disappear. He's insane with the way he takes off sometimes. The other guy that I was walking with who's staying behind, I probably would have stayed at that shelter with him had I not had someone to inspire me to set goals out here. Anyways, we'll be at 500 miles pretty soon. I think we're at 450 today or something like that. Just struggling to keep my eyes open. And I can't take a nap because we left camp late because I struggled to get up out of bed. It might sound stupid, but I think putting my hammock closer to the ground would make me get up easier. Because there's the whole, you gotta reach for your shoes, and it's not pleasant, especially when you're enjoying where you're laying. I also didn't have a blanket on last night. But a few videos back, I said I was gonna cocoon myself. Big old ant on me, still on me. Get away, go away. I don't like you. love Pop-Tart crumbles down there. They should eat those, not me. Yeah, so I strung my hammock really tight between two trees, and it made it very narrow to where it kind of collapsed in on itself up top. So I just buckled it together. It was a bit cold because I was so sweaty wet, but after I dried out the rest of the night, I woke up a couple times, but it wasn't bad. So it worked. But that reminds me tonight I probably need to get out my quilt before I go to bed, before I hang my bag. Yep, this camera screen isn't getting any cleaner. I'm sweaty, so it's hard to make it clean. Anyways, I'm just fussing. That's how it is today. Boop, 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 boop. There's the campground. Sure would be a nice place to sleep, but I can't, so I'll get on my way and try to find some more excuses to stop by water, and it's exhausting. But Damascus in 3 days. 2 more days. Well, the rest of the day and tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be setting up right outside of town. There's always hope, right? Unless I fall asleep on the trail. I did drink some coffee. I'm waiting for that to kick in. It's not kicking in. I might just take a nap. I'll catch y'all later. I just ran across some trail magic out of Gatorade and a Star Crunch. It was good. I had met the lady at Boots Off Hostel, and another family there knew her. Said she was a saint, and so we talked a while. She had lived a bit of a life, and I asked her why she did what she did, and we got into therapy and all of those things, and it was a good conversation. I don't know. You don't get away from those conversations out here. So now we get to walk through a field. Clouds are moving in, and I had sat around. She said Brian had only left like 10 minutes before me. I sat around for 30, so I'm probably an hour behind him. So maybe 2 miles. Anyways, well, maybe more than that. This is pretty flat. He takes off. Not terribly behind, but behind enough that I'm not getting to the shelter before it rains. You can see the clouds brewing. So, but you don't get a lot of this where it's just like flowers. Normally it's blackberries. Miserable. Nice little trail though. So, we'll see what the rest of the day holds. Hopefully nice, easy, flat trails, right? I guarantee it's gonna be rocky, rooty, overgrown at some point in time. But until then, I'll enjoy half a mile of trail. Pretty. Now, I don't know much along the trail because I wanted to come out here ignorant, but I do know that this is one of the more iconic places. It's not a shelter, it's just this old barn with AT on it. So I believe that is a selfie location. You know how much I love selfies. Let me see here if I can. Right there. Pretty neat. I made it somewhere that I know. Ish. I didn't actually know it was here. I thought this was way north. Or past Grayson Highlands or something. But there are no ponies, so I'm not there yet. But getting closer. Well, they're not wild ponies. But I found my people. Fat cows. You like to eat. Hi. Hello. I don't bet you're pettable. Hi. Moo. You want me to join the herd? Oh, you got flies all over you. You need some DEET. Look at them udders. I need some fresh milk, please. No. We can make some cheese, sour cream. That's where it comes from. Or not. They're so noisy. Oh, there's a bull with them. Didn't see him. I'm running away. It's fine though. He should be happy. That's the bull. I'm not going to tell you how I know. I just know. He's out here to make babies. So many briskets. Oh, I want some brisket. Okay. Enough of that. Onward and upward to the skies. They're gray. I don't want to get rained on. I'm going to get rained on. Well, that was fun. Trail Magic. Popular photo site. I got to see Mook House. Right? Right. Now we're going back off to the woods to sprain our ankles and break our knees. It'll be pleasant. You know, there's something about walking in with all those trees, because the terrain is the same, basically. Except for this doesn't have rocks in it because it's been plowed so much, but it's all the trees and roots being overgrown. We need to release the cows up in there. I'll fix that problem for us real fast. I was feeling kind of exhausted after I looked at the weather. I sat down in a little clearing to eat some food and get some sugar in me because it just felt like I was going to fall over and die. I still haven't beat that sleepy feeling today. I don't think that's related to my head hit. I think I'm just not resting enough at night. Anyways, started hearing thunder. The storms aren't supposed to be in for another 2 hours, but looks like some are front building on that squall line. I looked at my map. There's a shelter just half a mile up here. Well, less than that now. Which, at this pace, on this type of trail, that's like a 15-minute walk. That's not bad. So I'm hoping I can beat the storm. I'll just put all my stuff in the shelter and maybe take a nap in there. And then after the storms blow through around 7, see how far I can get. Because it doesn't get dark until 9. I might be able to make another hour or two. And we'll see if we even get rain. You know, Texas likes to brag about their unpredictable weather, but you throw mountains in the mix, my goodness. When I first came out here, Noah said they were just really averaging the 2 best models because everything was wrong. I assume that's still kind of the same here. We're stuck between a heat warning and a flood warning, which in my book says tornado warning, but they haven't mentioned those, so. But if dew points and temperatures are right, they have pretty high Cape values. So, and we'll be on the southern end of the storms. I'm not saying I'd like to see a tornado out here, but if you're gonna risk it for the biscuit, that would be fun. Anyways, I hope not. There's too many of us out here. And I wouldn't want to have to kick the little girl out in a tornado from the shelter if she started crying. So, she hadn't shown up lately. Okay. Let's hope I make it to the shelter. It shouldn't be too much further, and I haven't felt a sprinkle yet, so here's to hoping. I made it to the shelter. It hasn't actually rained. It just spittled enough to make the ground wet. But again, This wasn't supposed to be the big part of the storm right here. This one just kind of cropped up. I thought I had 2 more hours. The other guy was 3 hours away from the next shelter. Not 3 hours, 3 miles. So he can hoof it, but he might have gotten stuck in some of this. We had a bit of pea-sized hail, and a fawn ran up to about right there twice, scared, looking for its mama. I told it it could come over here and I'd pet it. It did not agree. It doesn't know how to handle storms. So I'm just gonna sit around. I have terrible reception, so I can't get the radar pulled up. So I might have to venture out here in a second. See what the weather's doing, because it's too early for me to stop here. I'd like to go another 3 miles, but I don't know if that's happening today. Either way, I don't think I should get that wet tonight. I think after these pass, the rain chances go way down. But that's where we're at. You can hear the thunder. The thunder rolls. Not the worst storm I sat through by far. The other one was close. We thought we were all gonna die. So I'll be here for a while. I don't like walking in the rain. I don't like walking in thunderstorms, especially on ridge lines. Nor with all these blowdowns. This one's pretty good. This tree is like super leaning over the shelter though. So if it fell, it'd be a bit hosed. Them's the brakes again. If you'll notice, it's dark again. And I just got set up. It's like 10 something. I ended up 1.5 miles where I was gonna end up at. You see, I was gonna go to a different place that was like 1.5 miles before this, after the shelter that I was at. The rain stopped. I said, oh, I can make it 3 miles before dark, and I did. Saw 2 guys at the gap, and I was like, hey guys, you camping here? And they're like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna hit the other side of the gap. The map says there are some campsites northbound, because it did. It said there were three campsites northbound. Got a text from my buddy that made it all the way up. He said, oh, the trail's fine. Everyone lied. Everyone. So I get my water, my 3 liters of water. I'm just carrying it by hand. That's 6 pounds in your hand. That doesn't seem like a lot of water, right? It doesn't seem like a lot. And my trekking poles, and I'm huffing up my pack. So I get 0.2 up the hill. There's no campsites. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I can stealth camp. Kept going. Hear that? That's where the end of the story is. And I kept going. I look at the map, comments again. Scroll down. No campsites. Northbound. That one was correct. Keep scrolling. There's a campground 1.5 miles uphill. Okay, fine. Gets dark. Gets darker than dark. Pull out my headlamp. Set my water pouch down. Sit my water pouch down on some thorns, and it pokes a hole. Now my water's leaking. So now I need a new hydration bladder. That's okay. I got that one from Walmart. The outfitters always have one. I need to get some more squeeze pouches anyways for my Sawyer, because those popped. I probably will. Anyways, I need a different bladder too to squeeze water through. So I know I'm going to get to Damascus, and I'm going to have to spend some money on some gear, because things happen. That's okay. Keep walking. Thought I saw something. Walk back. Sure enough, There's a little trail. I was like, yes, a campground. Get up, dead tree, big tree. I'm kidding. I kid you not. This tree, I think my hammock straps are 12 foot, and this tree is 11 foot in diameter. No, circumference. It's big, right? I can't see to the top of these things. They're tall. They're probably the tallest trees around. So I hook up some paracord. I have some 1,100-pound paracord. That should be more than enough to hold me up in this hammock. Which sounds like a silly comment, but you actually increase the straighter your hammock gets, the weight pulling on the tree. So it's a force multiplier. Anyways, if you've never hammocked, I'm not going to pull the tree down, but I have enough force that I could technically pop an 1,100-pound strap, because I don't think it holds 1,100-pound static load, maybe 300. Anyways, I'm probably at the upper limit of what that paracord is going to hold. Fine. I get it all set up. Today's not been the best day. And then I hear thunder rumble. I came up here because the thunderstorms were done. The thunderstorms, looking at the radar, are not done. I don't know if you can hear that. That's distant rumbles. So that one has narrowly missed me, which I'm thankful of. But it's a more energetic one than we had earlier. Why does any of that matter? Because I'm up on the top of a ridge line, so I'm the tallest thing around, and I'm hooked to the biggest frickin' tree that I've found, and it is the only one which I can hook to in that direction. Like, there's not another way to do it. I had to modify my campground slightly, which I don't think you're supposed to do. Anyways, I have a Leatherman for a reason, with a saw. Minor modifications, but I needed to modify some stuff to get my hammock slung. Plus, this is like, you had to walk. It's a hidden campground, so I'm not sure it really even matters. Anyways, I'm hung. I don't have my tarp up yet. I hear that thunderstorm, and I'm probably going to get hosed tonight. I'm so unhappy about this whole situation. I don't want to set up anymore. The bugs are getting in my face. They love my headlamp. I'm in my bug net right now. I haven't gotten any of my other stuff on. My netting, or my tarp, or my bag, or anything. And to top it all off, whenever I was walking up here, you know what I saw for the very first time? A bear. Bear was hiding behind a log. I'm not making a lot of noise. I come like 10 yards away from this bear, and then it decides to take off like a deer. So all I saw was a brown and black butt running away, thankfully. They're big and they're fast. Bigger than, they're not like grizzly big, clearly, but it was a big one. Probably would have come up to my chest. So a honker. He was kind of chonky. I don't know what he's eating up here, but I wouldn't want to have to like shoo him away from my hammock at night. So I'm going to sit here and grump for a little while until I hear it start sprinkling, and then I'll quickly hook up my tarp. I don't know if you can hear that. That's still thunder. It's still rolling. If that storm bag builds, I'm hosed. So overall, just probably not the best day. I didn't make it as far as I wanted to go, and it was a relatively short day. My feet hurt. I did get to talk to some folks. Trail Magic Lady, she was nice. We talked for a long time. And then I think I have the same distance covered tomorrow to get to the outskirts of Damascus. But I will be crossing into Virginia tomorrow, either way, even if I don't make it to Damascus. So there's that. Yeah. I don't want to walk into the night. I'll probably walk into the night again tomorrow just to get to the outskirts of Damascus. But After that, there is a library, which is probably closed on Sunday. I think today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Anyways, probably closed. Maybe the Wi-Fi works. Maybe the Wi-Fi will reach me. Who knows? Doubtful, though. It's probably a tenth of a mile. And then after that, I'm walking into Food City. I'm getting me some food. If I don't die before then. So, that's all I got. Might update tomorrow, and then I'm taking some days off to rest my puppies. Oh, they're sore. I think the new insoles are working better, but at this point in time, I've walked like a lot on them. And I've been tired all day, so. Yeah. I'll check in tomorrow.